WBO welterweight championship of the world.
See both guys right now trying to figure the range out, the speed, the distance.
I always find that fascinating with Bud, his ability to get around, especially with that looping nod of the head when he went with that jab to the body. Benavidez tried to catch him with that left hand as he came forward, and now drops his guard and punched to 54. Now the switch in stance from Crawford.
Benavidez right there landed 2 jabs on Crawford.
Benavidez.
He's going to have to out-jab Terence Crawford. The jab is what sets up everything for Terence Crawford.
And then Crawford sitting on top with that now southpaw right jab as he comes in with a straight left to the body that scores here. Break here. And then back to Crawford and Benavidez. Stick around. In control in that first round.
I agree with you. I had winning the round by virtue of his jab. Let's remember, however, Crawford took exception with Tim yesterday. I'm not a slow starter, but I think he is. I think he takes a certain amount of time to
most of the time likes to commit after that jab, and Benavidez is standing his ground and not allowing him to commit with anything after his jab. See if he can wear him down a little bit mentally. Get him to make mistakes. There he is.
And there he goes to the body. It was a left hand to the body from Crawford. Benavidez shakes it off. He says, isn't anything.
Concentration. He can concentrate for 36 minutes and figure it out in there.
There's Miss Deborah. Always an interesting watch ringside.
And that's one thing you got to do when you fight Terence Crawford. You see him fire back with his jab right there. Benavidez.
Good exchange. Crawford, and then that exchange at the end when each man just had the glancing blow, but a willingness to throw. Round number 3 here, Crawford and Benavidez.
I'm taking with Benavidez confidence. He's never fought in a fight like this. He's never fought an opponent this good. And you can tell he believes he's supposed to be here. Crawford ducked him. I don't find any evidence of that. But in boxing, the imagined slights are usually more important than the real ones.
Terence Crawford right now trying to get his jab working and trying to pick up the pace on Benavidez.
Jab going from there. There's another body shot that got around.
Come off the jab and shoot a straight left hand.
He definitely can, but he has to be careful because Benavidez, like I said, is a great counterpuncher. He has a good right hand.
Doubles up the right hand that time, does Crawford. There he works his way to the inside and included yet another body punch.
That's target practice for a guy like Terence Crawford.
The right knee is the knee that was shot. A bullet went through the femoral artery. It fractured the bone.
Success going to the body in this round. Taking control here.
From the champion, Bud Crawford, stepping in behind the jab. The outside to the body, around the elbows of Benavidez.
Round number 4. The 2 undefeateds. One the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. That's Terence Bud Crawford. Trained
to him. So after you get closer to him, then you start going to the body, come back up to the head.
Say anything about the power of Benavidez?
No, ain't no power. He ain't got no power.
Thank you very much.
Now Bud just shook off a little taste of that power and stuck out his tongue at Benavidez. And it's
on the way in with the right hand of Benavidez.
You said watch out for that right hand. Tried to go to the body there. Bud went up top. Now he comes sweeping across that belt line.
Paul, he got hit with some good shots from Bud early on, and he's looking to just create things, different angles by switching southpaw.
I got news for you, fellas. Crawford's found his rhythm.
Oh, good right hand by Benavidez, right on the belt line where it says Crawford in pink.
That's what Benavidez needs to do. He needs to go down to Crawford's body.
Super slow-mo as he plants it.
It was a little low. Right on the belt line right there.
Crawford off balance that time. Wildly intriguing round number 4 between these two unbeatens here in Omaha. He stood right in there, landed that good right hand to the body moments ago. That had to bring some confidence to the corner of Benavidez. That's where we find Bernardo.
It's good for Crawford. 4th round, what worked for Jose Jr.?
I think all the round Junior is getting him. I don't know what you've seen in the 3rd round. I think he's boxing him beautiful. You know, he's making miss. You know, he can't feel the punch. And look, he's getting hit. Look at that, you know. But you're him with those straight right hands. Look at that. How can you tell me that? Look. But of course, you know, you're in his hometown. Everybody, every time he touches a little bit, people makes it seem like it's big.
And not running makes a good night for you, the viewer, and these fans here. And by the way, in terms of the way the crowd reacts, they very much knew what they were getting themselves into. So I can't let that happen here in his hometown.
A little politicking by Jose Sr. there. Although it was a decisive blow in the previous round, the right hand to the body. It definitely hurt Crawford right as he was establishing a rhythm.
And then
from both guys.
Benavidez was searching for that right hand to the body again. That time, he caught him with a short right hand as Crawford came in.
Should pick up his feet and use a little bit more angles and confuse Benavidez.
A guy who sits #1 atop so many pound-for-pound fighter in the world list. The guy who was #1 pound-for-pound retired. Now works. You heard Andre say real championship fights don't get started until after the 6th round. So here comes that halfway mark. Remember we mentioned the percentage of Crawford typically at 48%.
More than most people imagine from Jose Benavidez, but it's not more than Jose Benavidez imagined.
Just pause and think about that for a moment. He was sparring Manny Pacquiao at 16 years old.
He even sparred me.
As a fighter was based on those sparring sessions. He's never been in with anyone like that except for when he was a kid.
As Bud came in and then the right hand came in at a downward angle. Good exchange right in the center of the ring.
And there's a difficulty basing your sense of yourself on sparring, also something that happened almost a decade ago.
Right now, Benavidez is having some success.
He is
on the way out. Crawford had a tendency of doing so, getting off and coming right back.
This crowd here, you saw him double up that left hand. Now he gets right into the kitchen of Benavidez. And he 3-punch combination and another right hand to the body from Bud Crawford.
Pick him up, pick him up, pick him up.
End of 6 for the welterweight title. They are on their feet in Omaha. It has been a very good first half of this world title fight. As Ward has it 58-56 for Crawford.
The outside, that's why he's able to land these shots. Benavidez has nowhere to go but back.
I think that Crawford's fighting a little up, but in terms of stamina.
Been monitoring both corners. What can you tell us, Bernie?
Well, Benavidez is doing exactly what his father doesn't want him to do. He wanted him to use a jab in this round, to not step straight back, to be more place.
He came in, and Bud came at him. Final. Let me tell you something. Bud has landed a few good ones, especially the right hand to the body and that left hand moments ago. Round 8. Is this the start of where Crawford takes control?
I'll tell you what I do see from the facial expressions is that I did earlier in the fight.
Covering up like that doesn't work out so well when you're in with a pound-for-pound great.
You become an instant punching bag. But you see the fundamentals of Terence Crawford.
CompuBox numbers is outlanding him 93 to 63. And that gap looks like it's going to continue here. Noticeable how it's changed. You know who else?
That's the bolo shot. Benavidez is trying to land.
Goes low, and then it's Crawford. Three-punch exchange, including a left hand that splits the guard up.
You know, Benavidez obviously had a lot to prove tonight. But Crawford, this is his second fight.
His stock in right in front of Crawford. Now he tries to put a combination together, and Crawford did the smart.
Crawford comes in, left hand, right to the body. Good exchange to close out the eighth. As Jose Benavidez Jr. have now against Bud Crawford in front of 13,323.
Joe's question, is that right hand coming in?
Every single time Benavidez put those earmuffs on, Terence Crawford takes advantage of that. He worked those hands.
Andre Ward with an even 6th round, but still Crawford up 78-74. Many ringside have it 5 rounds to 3. Crawford.
And some combinations up top like that. Right hook right there. And spinning around on the angle. And got out of range right there. Angles out right there. Terence Crawford.
He made a point before. That jab looks good when he throws it, but he's taking rounds off from that jab.
Rounds like this. Benavidez.
For an answer. He talked so much, hoping to draw Crawford into a brawl. Round number 10.
Actually, it was a cat, too. It was an exotic $10,000 cat at midnight in Phoenix. Someone targeted him, and he knows it. Just doesn't know who.
Right now, he's got to worry about being targeted by Bud Crawford, who's stepping right to him as he covers up against the ropes, and Crawford's going to have some options. Places a right hand to the body. Probing now with a body shot again. Says, come at me.
Looking to time Terence Crawford with a right hand. You see him throw the right hand he tried as Terence Crawford went back.
Finish this.
So Mom is getting involved.
Mom's always involved.
Isn't
Now, not really using his jab. I want to see Terence Crawford turn it up a little bit more.
on body. He wants to try to draw him in again. Wasn't successful earlier in doing so. Let's see what Benavidez comes up with here as Crawford looks to unload. Pushes him back. A right hand came with it from Benavidez.
This is a key counter.
Benavidez with an offensive output. Crawford comes right back. Short left hook from Benavidez. Benavidez a little more willing here in round number 10. And Crawford always that way in the last round, champ.
You see Benavidez pulling back. Cardinal rule. Don't pull straight back. Sweeping left hand to land on Benavidez.
6 minutes for Crawford to hold on to that lofty perch he sits on. World champion, pound for pound elite. And 6 minutes for Benavidez to try to find the answer. Look at the power punches now. Crawford comes into this round having landed 100 of 238 thrown. And that percentage now moves north. Looking to place that right hand again is Benavidez. He is taking steps forward at least here. And they provide elite defense. As now Benavidez looks to wrap up for him. Maybe looking at a go for broke 12th round from the undefeated challenger as Crawford brings it a little bit. Crowd on their feet here in Omaha. They love the finish that they want to see.
Crawford doing a good job and recognizing that Benavidez is trying to counterpunch everything he does. So what he's doing, he's sweeping with the check, right hook, and turning Benavidez in spots, which is smart by Terence Crawford. There it
Sent off balance.
Check hook.
Remember yesterday at the weigh-in, what almost touched the chin of Benavidez was the bare knuckles of Crawford. And now he's been tagged plenty. Crawford is easily in control, and he's got 2.5 minutes to try to make that dream come true to Benavidez.
Body.
But where is that body shot we saw in the 4th round?
Fundamentally sound than Benavidez.
Miles ahead. Highly competitive.
Terence Crawford got him backed up now.
Final minute. Crawford.
Sitting on the ropes and shaking his head is not how he wants to end this fight, however.
Oh! Crawford gets him! My, oh my! What a shot! Half a minute to finish him awaits. Let's see how he goes about it. Best in the world. At home. Is he the finisher they all expect him to be? He is. What a huge right hand, and he has done it. The 12th round is what it should look like. Shakur Stevenson, who had a show of his own earlier tonight and told this crowd what Buck would do. Buck delivered.
Lead Terence lands an uppercut, a right uppercut, a punch he never threw. The whole fight, short uppercut. Then he follows up, finish him with a right hook. Benavidez was hurt, still hurt from that first knockdown. And Terence
Still the undefeated WBO welterweight champion.